walking towards the White House lawn. This is the Brexit rally. Blexit, not Brexit.
Please give a big welcome to your Blexit founder and final speaker, Candace Owens.
All right, guys, one more time. Make some noise. All right, guys, we have to talk about a lot of things that are happening right now on the left, because right now what we are seeing taking place in this country is honestly a struggle between light and darkness, between God and Satan. Okay? There is not a time that Black Americans, Latino Americans, Asian Americans, Brazilian Americans need to find their voice more. Okay? I know it can be scary. I know what it's like when you look at your own friends and your own family and people that you grew up with, and they tell you that you're crazy and that you're a racist. But I'm telling you, at this country right now, right? If the left wins, we are not going to recognize this country anymore. That is the truth. What we are talking about and what they are after are Marxist principles. They are right now teaching in school critical race theory. The left is reintroducing the same segregation that they had decades ago, okay? They are looking to foster race hate. When they see a crowd like this makes them nervous. Yesterday, I had pretty much every news agency in America contacting me, asking me about this event. The first two questions they wanted to ask me, they didn't want to ask what this was about. They didn't want to ask why so many minority Americans were showing up DC in support of law enforcement. They wanted to ask who funds you. They're already working on a narrative that you guys are paid protesters to be here. Okay? Yeah, ridiculous. They said, how could they afford to all come to DC? Who's funding this movement? Okay? Because they genuinely do not believe that Blacks and Latinos can make decisions outside of the leftist indoctrination, right? When they're expecting so many of us to abide and be emotional and watch the images on the screen and say, oh my gosh, that could be me. I have to get up, I have to riot and loot and burn down my own neighborhood. Then they wanted to ask me about COVID-19. If you saw me on Twitter, you saw how I dealt with that. We are not, if you see any press asking you a question about COVID-19, you can tell them to shut their mouths, okay? We're not those kind of minorities that are so stupid that we're going to play a part in your narrative that you are trying to attack this president and pretend that he is responsible for a pandemic, right? We demand a more honest conversation about what is happening in inner city communities. In places like New York City, where shootings are up over 200% from this time last year because they are actively defunding parts of the police officers. They actually said, oh, here's what we need to do. We want community development. I don't want community organization. I want the police, right? You can call your community collaboration community center when there's an issue. If someone breaks into my home, I want somebody that is armed and on the side of the law, okay? If I'm facing an emergency and I'm facing an issue, I want to be able to call police officers. I don't want to call community organizers or take a new look at it. I was disgusted when I was watching these debates of our country. You know, we don't endorse explicitly any candidate at Blexit, but I will say that watching these debates, are you guys watching them? Make some noise if you're watching these debates. It would seem to me they only care about two things, right? COVID-19, right? Because 200,000 Americans have been killed by COVID-19. Where was that energy when hundreds of Black Americans and Hispanic Americans die every single weekend in inner cities? You want me to be afraid of COVID-19? You want these people who in one day can watch 60 people shot in their neighborhood on the south side of Chicago, right? And you don't ask any questions about that. They say you're not allowed to talk about Black on Black crime, right? You're not allowed to talk about it. It's racist to have that conversation. They want to talk about a pandemic, but they don't want to talk
Then it was time for pizza. Free pizza for everybody. Then they started walking towards the White House itself, queuing up so they could listen to Trump speak. Here they're chanting, "Jesus matters, Jesus matters." I had a chat with this older man. He had a very calm voice, but he was rather deranged. This fellow is a nice sign. This is a group called Sions, a combination of Christian, Jewish, and Native American. Interesting combination. They were getting all ready to have a parade. These people tried to convert me. This is a fellow doing Blexit live, like a 4-hour live streaming on YouTube.
And let's stop by. Let's see what she might have to say for a minute. Anything you'd like to say really quick?
Shabbat shalom.
Oh, yeah.
Shabbat shalom.
Anything?
Blessings. Blessings.
You guys have a good one. I appreciate you. Anything you'd like to say?
Jesus matters.
Absolutely. Take care. Beautiful. 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 Take care. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's hear it.
From Genesis to Revelations, we're declaring the coronation of the King, and he's coming back for freedom and justice for us all.
Absolutely. Bless y'all. Take care. Bless y'all. Take care.
My goodness. This seems to be a serious discussion about the issues. And this fellow's just kicking back. He seems like a big Trump supporter.